Oh, we do. Proclamation. We're live now. This proclamation.
Shelby, you got it?
Yes, sir. So I think we're going to be live with just sound. Just sound. That's what it's looking like. I tested it yesterday and it was all working fine, but it doesn't seem like there's any cameras not working. I don't see it, but we've got sound. We're live, right? Yes, I believe so.
Well, that's why we haven't had it. And they would have been make sure that he's going to be able to, which is good. No, they're not.
This meeting is called to order. Would everyone please rise for the flag salute? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Bruno.
Here.
Councilmember DePamphlis.
Here.
Councilmember Dill.
Here.
Councilmember McCary.
Here.
Councilmember McGuigan.
Here.
Councilmember Owen.
Here.
Council President Johnston.
Here. Also present, Mayor Glasser, Administrator Frost, Deputy City Clerk Heath, City Solicitor Smith, and City Engineer Snyder. Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided. The agenda for this meeting is posted in City Hall and on the city's website, summerspointgov.org. Before we start, I'm going to please ask that everyone on council and our professionals, please, if you speak loudly into the microphone so everybody can hear us. I would appreciate it. Thank you. I get that email every morning after our, so let's please be conscious of it and speak right into the microphone. Thank you. Does anyone have any communications to offer? I did receive several communications in reference to short-term rentals, and several, so I'm not going to read them all. I'm not going to read them. I just want to make sure that everyone knows all of those correspondence will be distributed to everyone in council. I'm going to ask Mr. Frost to make sure that they get copies of all of them, so they know what the residents' concerns are. Mr. Mayor.
Good evening, thank you. I just want to give kudos to the following. Of course, Good Old Days, which is another great event we had out at Kennedy Park. I thank the Good Old Days Committee for doing a great job. It was a very wonderful event. A lot of people were there. Also the fire department, especially Company 2 and Chief Summers for the 9/11 service. It was very solemn, and I appreciate them doing it. And, I mean, we met with the Veterans Advisory Board on Tuesday night. Mr. Dill and Mr. DePamphlis were there. Veterans Advisory Board met to discuss Veterans Day, which will be November 11th at 11 o'clock a.m. at Patriots Park, and Pearl Harbor Day, which will be December 4th, usually the Sunday before December 7th, if not on December 7th itself. So it'll be at 1 o'clock at Summers Point Beach. Tomorrow morning, there'll be a run for the Wounded Warriors coming through town. We'll be stopping at Patriots Park in the 6:30, 6:45 range. Anyone's available. And of course, this weekend, If you've seen the signs along Summers Point, Mays Landing Road, you notice that the MS Run will be through this weekend. There'll be a lot of heavy bike traffic along Summers Point, Mays Landing Road to the bridge and then to Ocean City. So with that, thank you, Council President, for this time.
Thank you, Mayor. Mr. Frost.
Yes, good evening. I have our annual obligatory stormwater report, which the NJDEP requires us to do.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, so settle in. Here we go. As a result of rules published by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, the NJDEP developed a municipal stormwater regulation program beginning in 2004. There are 4 different types of permits, and because of Summers Point's proximity to the coast, we are considered a Tier A community. The permits address stormwater quality issues as it relates to new development, existing development by implementing statewide basic requirements that include, among other things, that municipalities adopt and enforce a stormwater management plan. In April of 2004, Summers Point implemented a stormwater pollution prevention plan and adopted a stormwater management plan. In March of 2006, we adopted a stormwater control ordinance. We also have a stormwater pollution prevention plan that has been periodically updated since 2004, the last time being December 2018. In conjunction with stormwater pollution management, we have also adopted ordinances that regulate pet waste disposal, littering, improper waste disposal, wildlife feeding, yard waste, illicit connections to the stormwater systems, and dumpsters. New ordinances were passed in 2018 concerning wildlife feeding and improper waste disposal to further bolster the city's effort to manage stormwater pollution prevention. In 2018, the city also reached out by letter to all private operators of stormwater facilities to ensure that they are acquainted with the regulations and their continuing maintenance obligation. Also, beginning in 2018, online training for stormwater management was made available for members of the governing body, planning board, and zoning board. The city has 43 outfall pipes. Each year they are inspected for evidence of illicit connections. In 2019, 43 were inspected with no evidence of scouring or illicit connection. In 2021, the city swept 58 miles of streets and collected about 19 tons of debris during our street sweeping initiative. It's a total of about 655 pounds per mile of city street. These are materials that could have washed into the storm drains. The city operates 649 catch basins, and in 2021, we removed 33 tons of debris, which is double from 2020, while cleaning 45 of the catch basins. As part of the road work performed in 2021, we replaced 32 storm drain grates with grates that are now better designed to prevent pollutants from entering the storm drains. A total of 227, or roughly 35% of the city's storm drain grates, have been converted since 2004. The city has adopted standard operating procedures that deal with fueling operations, vehicle maintenance and cleaning, road salt storage, and annual employee training. Since approximately 60% of our water pollution problems are attributed to stormwater pollution, and stormwater pollution can often be linked to our daily activities and lifestyles. Many people who allow motor oil, trash, and pet waste to enter the storm sewer in their street don't realize that this will probably end up in the bay just a few blocks away. It is important that we all make an effort to keep pollutants out of our stormwater system. And that's it.
Okay. All right.
More next year.
Good job.
Yes.
And that's all I have for the evening.
That's it.
Yeah.
Mr. Smith.
I have nothing, because nothing can actually top that.
Can't follow that. Mr. Snyder.
Yes, the Summers Point Mays Landing Bike Lane project is now complete. The radar speed signs have been installed.
Yes.
Okay. The radar speed signs have been installed and the pedestrian crossing signs that flash at Broadway have been installed. That's the last portion of the project we're waiting for. The stormwater repair phase 1 should be completed next week. We greatly appreciate everybody's patience on that road, on Dartmouth Road. As Councilman Dill knows, it's been a challenge to install those pipes. But the last portion of the largest section of the pipe should be installed tomorrow, and cleanup should be next week, and paving should be at the end of the week. South Jersey Gas was also out there paving majority of the streets where new gas mains were installed. So our streets are being restored, properly, considering the amount of work that they did. And that's everything I have to report.
Thank you. Does anyone have any committee reports to offer?
Madam President,
Yes.
this coming Monday, Economic Development meeting is getting moved from the Gateway Theater to the Senior Building, Ambler Road, 6:30, September 26th. That's it.
Thank you.
Madam President,
Yes.
I attended the Historical Society, and they've been doing a lot of things, and they're still working on getting Indian cruisers that we're looking at March next year for. And they're working toward their the Horsepower by the Bay, which will be October 15th, and they'll be attending 2 other car shows before then, where they'll distribute information to get more people to come to ours. And they're also looking at the Christmas parade. So many people stopped by to do pictures last year that they're planning on extensive decorating and maybe a Christmas village and hot chocolate.
Thank you. I did have a request from the Environmental Commission. Do you know anything about that? For a presentation?
Oh, yeah, I did see the email, and
I don't see
she's not here, so.
her here, so we'll move on. Okay, could I have a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes from September 8th, 2022, and executive session minutes also from September 8th, 2022, as to content only?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The minutes are approved. Thank you. Proclamation for Knockout Opioid Abuse Day. Mr. Mayor?
I'm Deputy City Clerk. Would you read that, please? Because I had been asked to do this proclamation in honor of knockout opiates, and the state has deemed that October 6th would be Knockout Opiates Day within the state. And we'll go on with the proclamation.
Yes, sir. Proclamation number 6 of 2022, Knockout Opioid Abuse Day, October 6, 2022. Whereas New Jersey is in the midst of a life-threatening opioid abuse epidemic, and whereas the Partnership for a Drug-Free New Jersey has designated October 6, 2022 as Knockout Opioid Abuse Day, an initiative with multiple purposes: to raise awareness of the potential for dependency on prescribed pain medicine and its link to heroin and fentanyl use in our state, to reduce stigma of addiction and shine a light on the need for recovery support, and to communicate to physicians information on safer prescribing messages found in the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention guidelines for prescribing opioids, which include considering other therapies, setting realistic treatment goals with patients, and discussing with patients the positives and negatives of opioids. And whereas the State Senate and General Assembly jointly resolved that October 6th shall be permanently designated as Knockout Opioid Abuse Day in New Jersey in order to raise awareness about the dangers of and the link between prescription opioid abuse and heroin addiction, and to educate healthcare providers, community leaders, state lawmakers, and members of the public about the opioid abuse epidemic and its effects throughout the state of New Jersey and across the country. And whereas Join Together Atlantic County supports initiatives designed to raise awareness about opioid abuse in New Jersey and take steps to prevent addiction. Therefore, be it resolved that October 6, 2022 be recognized as Knockout Opioid Abuse Day in the city of Summers Point, New Jersey.
Thank you.
Sure.
Madam President? I've got a comment on that. They're focused on opioids here. Fentanyl is the killer that's destroying kids every single day. Over 100,000 people have died because of fentanyl and the way they use it by disguising it in all kinds of pills. And I think that the New Jersey State Senate has really not done a great job here in bringing to light the fact that this stuff is being brought into the country every single day, but in quantities that are enough to kill and wipe out an entire state. I think that we should have taken a position where we want to elevate the concern around fentanyl and make sure they understand that they have to do something to stop what's happening in that particular area. I understand about the opioid, and I think that's something we've all worked for, and it's important, but I think they're missing the boat here in understanding what's happening right now to these kids. They're being exposed to things that they think they're buying that's something safe, or maybe they're just going to get high, and the fact is they're getting killed. So I understand this proclamation, I agree with it, but I think we need to do a lot more around fentanyl.
Ordinance number 21.
Ordinance number 21 of 2022, an ordinance amending section 174-6, certification of new businesses of chapter 174, mercantile licenses of the city code.
May I have a motion to open to the public?
I'll make that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're now open to the public for public comment on ordinance number 21.
Motion to close the public portion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're now closed for public comment. May I have a motion to adopt ordinance number
I'll
21?
make that motion.
Second.
May I have a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember McCary,
Yes.
Councilmember Dill,
Yes.
Councilmember Bruno,
Yes.
Councilmember Owen,
Yes.
Councilmember McGuigan,
Yes.
Councilmember DePamphlis,
Yes.
Council President Johnston.
Yes. Ordinance number 21 is adopted. Ordinance number 22, please.
Ordinance number 22 of 2022, an ordinance vacating a portion of Loveland Lane, also known as Philmont Avenue in the city of Summers Point, County of Atlantic, State of New Jersey.
May I have a motion to open for public comment, please?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're now open for public comment on ordinance number 22.
Motion to close the public portion on ordinance 22.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're now closed for public comment. Could I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 22?
So moved. Second.
May I have a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Owen,
Yes.
Councilmember DePamphlis,
Yes.
Councilmember McGuigan,
Yes.
Councilmember Dill,
Yes.
Councilmember McCary,
Yes.
Councilmember Bruno,
Yes.
Council President Johnston.
Yes. Ordinance number 22 is adopted. Ordinance number 23.
Ordinance number 23 of 2022, an ordinance enacted under authority of NJSA 39-4-197, regulating the parking of vehicles on certain streets and portions thereof, amending and supplementing the Summers Point Municipal Code, Chapter 250, Vehicles and Traffic, Article 1, Section 250-24.1, Schedule 1A, and repealing all ordinances heretofore adopted, the provisions of which are inconsistent herewith.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments? I just do want to explain on This ordinance is for a parking spot that's obstructing our access to our pump station, right?
Yeah, it could
One of our-
potentially obstruct the egress
Right.
to access that pump station right next to the meter.
Right, we
Right
had
on Bay Avenue.
two incidents this summer where they needed to get access to. Luckily, they were not emergencies, but they could not get to them because there was a vehicle parked in this particular spot. So that's what this is for. This is the first reading, so that'll be open for public comment at our next meeting. Ordinance number 24.
Ordinance number 24 of 2022.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to take a vote. All in favor of ordinance number 23?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, now we'll move on. Number 24.
Ordinance number 24 of 2022, an ordinance granting a long-term tax exemption for property identified on the official tax map of the city of Summers Point as block 2032, lots 12.02 and 12.03, and authorizing the execution of a financial agreement with Summers Point Preservation LP for the property.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We'll move on to resolutions. We're going to pull resolution number 196 from the agenda tonight.
Resolution number 187 of 2022, tax overpayment refund, block 1924, lot 21. 188, a resolution authorizing the execution of a contract renewing membership in the Atlantic County Municipal Joint Insurance Fund. 189, full-time hiring of Donna Heiler, Tax Collector Office. 190, authorizing agreement with the Borough of Longport for shared services agreement utilizing floodplain management software. 191, resolution of the City Council of the City of Summers Point authorizing payment of the length of service award program on behalf of qualified volunteer firefighters for the year 2021. 192, hiring school crossing guards. 193, awarding bid for the 2022 stormwater cleaning and video inspection. 194, rejecting bids for 2022 stormwater repairs phase 2. 195, awarding bid for the 2021 road program. 197, a resolution authorizing the execution and delivery of a memorandum of understanding between the City of Summers Point and Walters Cornerstone Development, LLC, and designating Walters Cornerstone Development, LLC as interim conditional redeveloper, the Phase 1 age-restricted affordable housing proposed to be constructed within a subdivided lot within Block 1007, lots 1, 2, and 3.
May I have a motion to open for public comment for resolutions only?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're now open for public comment on resolutions only. If you wish to speak, please step forward and state your name and address for the record.
Yes, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. John Helbig, 106 East Stars Avenue. I just had a question on resolution number 197. I guess that was Mr. Walters who came in initially, talked about the development on the corner of Bay and Maryland Avenues, which this resolution addresses. I guess I would, at that time, I think we were just talking about lots 1 and 3. Now this resolution references lot 2, obviously a much larger site. I think when they initially came in, they talked between 50 and 70 senior apartment units, I think, age restricted. Can somebody?
I think the reference is that they have to do a subdivision for the other lots to, in order to.
So is there a commercial component to this at this point, or is that?
Well,
I know they spoke about that at the meeting. They said it hadn't been decided. I don't know if that's been defined at this point.
The other lots have not been defined what they want to do with them yet, but my understanding is they have to do a subdivision,
To create the lot.
right, to create 1 and 3, so. Oh, geez.
It's like moving.
Yeah, just leave it right there, we'll get it.
Taxes just went up.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jim Wyatt, 46 Bucknell Road. Madam President, I wanted to know if I can still ask questions about 196, even though it's off the...
No, I'm sorry, no, it's not on the agenda, so.
Okay. Well, with that being said, then I'm here to speak on behalf of my next door neighbor. This is Marguerite Brady, who I believe has been in correspondence with over the last couple of days. She asked me to come here tonight.
We're open to right now to just discuss these resolutions.
Okay, I apologize.
You can come back during
Thank
public
you very
comment.
much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. May I have a motion to close, please?
I'll make the motion to close the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're now closed for public comment. Resolution number 197. 187.
Resolution number 187 of 2022, tax overpayment refund, block 1924, lot 11.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 187 is approved. Number 188.
Resolution number 188 of 2022, resolution authorizing the execution of a contract renewing membership in the Atlantic County Municipal Joint Insurance Fund.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 188 is approved. Number 189.
Resolution number 189 of 2022, full-time hiring of Donna Heiler.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Any comments?
Yeah, Council President, just to assure the public, this is a replacement, not a new employee.
Yes. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 189 is approved. Number 190.
Resolution number 190 of 2022, authorizing agreement with the Borough of Longport for shared services agreement utilizing floodplain management software.
May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion. Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 190 is approved. Number 191.
Resolution number 191 of 2022, resolution of the City Council of the City of Summers Point authorizing payment of the Length of Service Award Program on behalf of qualified volunteer firefighters for the year 2021.
May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion. Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 190, what was that? 191 is approved. Number 192.
Resolution number 192 of 2022, hiring school crossing guards.
May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion. Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Madam
Oh, sorry,
President,
go
just
ahead.
if I may, just in looking at that list, and I moved into my house in 1989. We have Mary, and I always butcher her name, has been a crossing guard since 1989. And I'd just like to congratulate her on another year. Thank you.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 192 is approved. Number 193.
Resolution number 193 of 2022, awarding bid for the 2022 stormwater cleaning and video inspection.
May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion. Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 193 is approved. Are we, Resolution number 194.
Resolution number 194 of 2022, rejecting bids for 2022 storm water repairs Phase 2.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments? Do we want to explain why we're rejecting these bids? They were extremely over the engineer's estimate, so that's why we're rejecting these, and we'll
Quite a bit of.
yes.
Mhm.
May I have a, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 194. Number 195.
Resolution number 195 of 2022, awarding bid for the 2021 road program.
May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 195 is approved. Number 196. I'm sorry, we tabled that. Number 197.
Resolution number 197 of 2022, a resolution authorizing the execution and delivery of a memorandum of understanding between the City of Summers Point and Walters Cornerstone Development, LLC, as proposed redeveloper of Phase 1 and Route 152 Partners, LLC, and 3 Bozos, LLC, as owner of Block 1007, Lots 1 and 3, and designating Walters Cornerstone Development, LLC, as interim conditional redeveloper, the Phase 1 age-restricted affordable housing proposed to be constructed within a subdivided lot within Block 1007, Lots 1, 2, and 3.
May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any comments? May I have a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Bruno.
Yes.
Councilmember Owen.
Yes.
Councilmember McCary.
Yes.
Councilmember DePamphlis.
Yes.
Councilmember Dill.
Yes.
Councilmember McGuigan.
Yes.
Council President Johnston.
Yes. Resolution number 197 is approved. Moving on to old business. Does anyone have any old business to discuss? Hearing none. New business, we just need approval for New Jersey State Firemen's Association application for membership for Nicholas Trout. Does everyone approve?
Yeah, I would recommend that.
Yes.
And as always, we do appreciate everyone that steps up.
Madam President,
Yes.
I guess this falls under new business. It's an area that I don't have a lot of expertise in, but we are being infected by something called a spotted lantern fly, which basically eats all of our green shrubbery. I mean, it just absolutely decimates everything. It's going to create a problem. New Jersey used to take phone calls when you identify it and possibly the state would go out and do something, but I saw a little thing on the internet where they're not taking any phone calls anymore. Don't call us anymore. So I'm just mentioning this because we have to know what to do. And New Jersey State said when you see one, kill one. So they're really leaving it up to us, kind of the police, our own gardens and the shrubbery that we have. But that really could have a devastating effect on towns and gardens and just the greenery that we really are very proud of in our town here. So I don't know if there's a program that we can initiate here in the city that will help eradicate these things or at least keep them under control. But I just wanted to mention it for those that have a focus on wanting to keep things nice and green in the city.
Madam President, I did have an opportunity to attend a Green Garden Club a number of months ago where that was the subject. And they had an expert there that was describing how to set traps and so forth. And of course, once you see them, you know, stomp them down as best you can. But I would suggest if anyone, and you bring up a good point, that anyone could reach out to the Green Garden Club and they can get you that information.
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have some information that maybe we could put out there? We could put it on the website?
I could track it down and do that.
That'd be great.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, no other new business? Discussion of the bills, Mr. Frost.
Yes. This evening, we have a record of payments in the amount of $41,965.11. And we have a bill list in the amount of $1,818,386.32.
Thank you. May I have a motion to open for public comment?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're now open for public comment, and I will respectfully ask that everyone, please, in consideration of everyone's time, please keep your comments to not exceed the 3 minutes. I would appreciate it.
This is general public comment?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, Ed O'Donnell. It is illegal to smoke at New Jersey Transit bus stops and loading areas. I'm allergic. I get headaches and one problem.
Could you just state your address for us?
Yeah, Ed O'Donnell, Econo 1.
Okay, thank you.
And, but even if you're not allergic, secondhand smoke is giving everybody cancer, emphysema, and many other diseases. Then you have the litter, you have the cost to the people that they should be giving the money to their families for charity. But I met with Governor Murphy 2 summers ago, one-on-one briefly, and I said, you have stopped the smoking at Ocean City bus station, Summers Point bus stops, Atlantic City bus station, Camden bus station. He said, I'll do it. He hasn't done one thing. And Will Rogers said Franklin Roosevelt went to Harvard, but he forgot it all. So Governor Murphy went to Harvard, but he forgot everything. But please, do everything you can to stop the smoking at these bus stops. Then there's a lot of rudeness on these buses, both passengers and drivers. So let's have everybody treat everybody in a very friendly way. And we're bringing 50 low-income inner-city kids, veterans, homeless, people struggling with addiction to the Penn Lafayette game Saturday, 1 o'clock. I do have a couple tickets left over. If anybody wants them, if you're not a millionaire, I can give them to you. And we try to get these kids Bibles, rosaries, gifts, books, so if anybody can help. See. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tricia Pearson, 587 Marks Road, Summers Point. For the record, I'd like to ask for a monthly budget statement. Earlier this year, we asked for quarterly statements. Nothing came forth. You were going to discuss it. Nothing came forth. This is just not me. I get phone calls a month because of the government statistics. And it came on the television today that it's going to cost you 17% more for your heating bills. So having heard all that, you know that we have to keep an eye on the budget. You can't raise the taxes. You can't put more stress on the people. So we do need to know what you're doing. Every other report has hiring somebody. I don't mind, but keep your eyes on the budget. The other thing is the parking. I don't know if you're going to put it in, take it out. I don't know what you're going to do. But I have a study from 10 years ago that said there was 164 parking spaces between the Gateway, the beach, and the Avenue. And if you're going to take it out, you need a full report, Just don't take it out. You put it in, let the people know what it made, what it's doing, why it's going. You need to be more specific with the people. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Steve Bassett, 7 Osborne. I've been here 40 years. I'm holding a tribute to Olivia Newton-John. She went to be with the Lord August 8th, died from breast cancer. She sold over 100 million records in her lifetime. It's for the benefit of Gilda's Club for Cancer Research. October 15th, 5:30 buffet dinner, which is $15 by Fitzpatrick's Deli and Steakhouse. I'll have music by Olivia and Dan Fogelberg, who also died of cancer in 2007, at 7 o'clock till about 9:30, maybe 10 o'clock or later. It's at the VFW on 500 Bethel Road in Summers Point. RSVPs by October 14th for the buffet and the concert. And you call 609-992-8833 for the RSVP. This concert wouldn't be possible without these sponsors. Johnson's Popcorn, Bennett Chevrolet, Fitzpatrick's Deli and Steakhouse, Weiner Builders, Jim Busher and Family, Rich Hawthorne and Family, The Hub Leisure and Work Clothes, Obsessions Jewelers, Erco Ceilings and Blinds, and more, Shore Storage, Fortress Financial and Investments, Grace Realty, my agency, Bassett Insurance Agency, Jeff Stahl, Century 21 Real Estate, Tom Heist Insurance Agency, and Chester Bakery. I hope to see you guys out there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Greg Sikora, 2 Horder Avenue. I have 2 topics to talk about, same theme, 2 topics. When I was in the military, we were taught, make a plan and work the plan, over and over again. You make a plan, you work the plan. I've been hearing about how we're thinking about going back and not moving forward with the plan as it goes, as it relates to the parking situation on Bay Avenue. I sat in these meetings, we made a plan. The plan was to let it go through, let's look at the facts. October comes around, we look at the facts, we take the information, facts, not emotion, not speculation, not other motives, just the facts, and we look at it and we make a decision in November so that it wouldn't be a political thing. It would be something that we can make a decision on based on facts. I sat in the meetings when we did these, when we had these discussions. Yes, there are little issues that are going to come up, and we should take notes of those. I do think that the people that live in that area should be given 2 stickers for anybody who lives in the area so that they can park in those parking lots, because they have been, they've had to deal with some issues in those areas. However, that's something that can be talked about after we have the facts. Same theme, which is we make a plan. I sat in a meeting with Attorney Smith, Jason Frost, Levi Fox, Janice, the Chief of Police, and we talked about Airbnbs. And with the Airbnbs, we came up with a plan, and the plan was we're going to give the police the direction that they were looking for so that they could, and the Chief of Police was there, so that they could do what needed to be done if there was any issues happening with the Airbnbs. Well, the plan, again, was to go through the summer, let the Chief of Police report on it in October, discuss it, and make decisions and make changes in November. We're a tourism community. These are important issues. We shouldn't be making decisions based on speculation, based on emotion. They should be based in fact. We have things set up to move forward. I believe that you should move forward and you should get the facts, put the facts out, have dialogue, talk about the facts, and not be bringing these things up like, oh, we're going to just stop doing this right away because, oh, everybody's pissed off. That's not right. Can I get your 3 minutes? Yeah. All right. Give me another 3.
Can't do that. Can't. You can stand up there for 15 minutes getting 5 different people to give you the 3 minutes.
I would just ask as I'm departing,
Summarize.
out of those letters that you received, were they in favor of or against the Airbnbs?
The most,
I don't think you should be
yeah, well,
broadcasting at this point because.
that, we've
if I may,
appointed a committee.
Sean,
Sure.
There's a committee that's set up, we're supposed to meet next week, and I think that'll give us a lot more direction on what they want to do.
We'll have
I would
answers.
just leave it at that.
Okay.
Because right now you're just asking us to speculate.
I'm asking you to gather the facts, just like,
Yeah.
just like the plan
That's what
was.
we're
I
gonna
think
do.
that's what we're
Okay.
intending on doing.
That's great. Glad to hear that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, sir. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
My name is Jim Wyack, 46 Bucknell Road, Summers Point, New Jersey. Okay. At this point, I'd like to ask Madam President's permission to speak on behalf of my next door neighbor, Marguerite Brady, who is not able to be here tonight to talk for herself because she's home with COVID. Is this
I'm sorry to hear
acceptable?
that.
Is this acceptable?
Or you can
Did
say
she
whatever
ask?
you want, it's public session.
Okay,
so.
thank you very much.
Mhm.
With that being said, I believe you've been in correspondence with Ms. Brady.
Yes,
She would like to thank you for your quick and rapid response to her questions, as would all of us, since this list of questions was not just hers, it was accumulated by all the people on it. I noticed in your email reply to Ms. Brady that you made the statement the city engineer will reach out to you and address your questions and concerns.
those answers were from the city engineer.
Okay, I have no problem with that. That's you answering the questions here.
Mhm.
I'm talking about your email back to Ms. Brady that references the ability for the city engineer will reach out to you and address. And she just would like to know when that would be possible.
Well, he did, actually did it through me. He sent me the answers to all of her questions.
Okay. With that being said, I thank you for your time in reference to that. Now I'd like to discuss some things that are my problem. Okay? I've lived on Bucknell Road for over 35 years. My wife as an original owner of the home. I have at home aerial photographs of Bucknell Road from 1930 prior to it existing. It was a swamp. At the time, a creek ran through the neighborhood. It ran diagonally across the neighborhood, basically through my living room and dining room, through Mrs. Brady's part of her house, and on diagonally through the neighborhood right towards where your pump project is projected to be. With that being said, I was wondering if there's any way that I can ask you to address Mr. Snyder in reference to what's being done to stop the water from coming back up through the street drains like it does all the time when tide comes up this much above high tide.
I think Mr. Snyder already,
As part of the
Did
city's
give us-
hazard mitigation plans, as part of the city's hazard mitigation plans, we want to install check valves at all the outfalls.
Okay, I saw that in your response. I'd like to know when. Wouldn't that be done? Am I allowed to address Mr. Snyder?
sure,
Thank you.
yes.
So we're doing this.
Did I finish, please? Wouldn't it be prudent to install those prior to any pumping station that maybe could possibly come back through them? Because I can tell you right now, if you pump water from that pumping station at high tide, you're going to flood our neighborhood with the check valves the way they are right now.
It's, right now it's scheduled for next year's budget.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a nice night.
Dale Parrish, 57 Village. I brought here some photographs of the thing down the street from me, and you can clearly see some of the problems with this house. This is the house I've been talking to down on Village Drive. Now, this was taken 3 months ago when I first started here. This now front part here is totally fallen away. Your building inspector said this was not structural damage. This is heavy-duty structural damage. The upper parapet walls here are totally damaged. You can see on the side here, you can see the siding starting to buckle out. That means there's water drop down there. The OSB undersheathing is starting to come apart, and the siding is going to drop. Right now, this doesn't show it here, but pieces from up here on the top have dropped off of this. I'm not going to say it's a dangerous situation, but you wouldn't want to be standing under it. And my question is that apparently the building inspector did talk to this guy for one way or another. He may have said something to him. And he did do a couple of things. He replaced these two windows right here in front. But he's already, well, I'll say right now, he didn't put the placard back up, so he's in violation of the law right there. That's a vote the code type of thing. So he would be in violation right there. And the fact that, and it's a legal point, I think, that now this guy was not doing any work on here under the guise of something that Chris Christie did, relieving, i.e., builders, developers. I'm not going to question too much here, but anybody that would leave something like this, I would say is about 30 to 40,000 damage. All of the fiberglass decks are going to have to be replaced. The deck in the rear has got TJI joists. They're all dry rotted. You wouldn't want to even walk out into that because you go right through. This is a problem. This is right on the golf course. This must be addressed. The fact that he started to work, did any kind of work on this, means that he has relinquished his right to be under the guise of this giveaway that everybody behind is probably not hearing this, but I think it relieves the city of any responsibility to hold back in trying to get this guy to do something. I checked this out. He had 2 mortgages that are paid off. Now, I don't know whether he refied the place, but the fact that he had the wherewithal to pay him off means he's got the wherewithal to fix the place.
Thank you. We can make code enforcement aware again. I know they did go there.
Let me ask, when
I'm
can
sorry.
I expect something can be done on this?
I don't have any answers for you right now. I'm sorry. I can only look into it.
I can tell you that I know code enforcement went out there. I know he cut his grass, and then we power washed the house, and then we boarded up some windows. And I know he also did pull a permit to the construction office. I don't know the content of that permit, but I know it's on the radar.
Okay.
This is number 45, right? I'm going to register it. Number 45 is this address, right?
Yes, absolutely. Okay, we'll see what we can do.
Thank you.
Motion to close the public portion.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're now closed for public comment. Payment of the bills. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Mr. Frost, you can pay the bills. Would anyone from the governing body like to make any comments? Mr. Mayor? Anyone?
No, we're good. I think we said enough.
You've said enough? May I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, everyone.